Well, my name is Oscar. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Mexico. I've been a Christian all my life since I was a baby. I've been a Christian, but when I was 15, I went to the world. I started doing drugs. I started doing normal things like that. And when I was 21, I was in Cancun in this party, in this rave in Playa del Carmen. It was like a 5-day rave thing, and we were doing ecstasy, drug, everything, and I almost died on a OD. So when I was dying, I told God if he gave me a chance to live, I would give him my life. So he did. I served the Lord for 8 years, and through that I started cutting hair because I knew how to cut hair since I was young. So I used to be a pastor, and I used to cut hair. And my business on the barbershop started going really good. So I started focusing on the money, because when you're a pastor and when you're doing ministry in Latin countries, you don't get no help from the government, or the people cannot do they don't give the offerings and all of that to supply for the church, things like rent, like light bills and all of that. So I started working to pay for everything for the church, and then I started getting good money. So I stopped doing a lot of ministry to focus on money. So I would be like, no, I don't want to go this. I would put somebody to preach, and I would just stay working, and I started getting cold. I left the ministry, I left the church. I started doing drugs again. I started drinking. I started cheating on my wife. So I would leave my house, leave the church, leave everything, be on the world, messing with girls, doing drugs, drinking. But since I had money, I was doing everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel powerful. The devil always lies to you in your mind, makes you think that you're powerful, that you got everything. October 14th, it was a Saturday. I remember the Sunday I was leaving. October 15th, Sunday, I was leaving to Colombia. So that Saturday, the day before, my barbers decided to throw a little party for me at this club. So I went. We were at the club. We were all the homeboys, like 20, 30 people, the girls dancing, everything. I started drinking, and then everybody was leaving. My friends were leaving and everything, and then they were like, let's go, but I didn't want to go, and I stayed to the end, bro. And I remember at 6:20, I walked out the club. I said bye to everybody. But as I was leaving, I said bye to the manager, which I knew the manager really well. I knew the bouncer, I knew everybody, because I knew everybody in the city. As I was leaving and I was saying bye to them, the look they gave me was weird. And in my mind, I was like, why are they looking at me like that, They would put their heads down and wouldn't stare at me. I got in my truck with my friend. He was one of my employees. He sat next, he was in the truck, he was driving me, he wasn't drinking or nothing. He turns on the car, and I'm telling him, yo, you're gonna drop me off, and then I'm gonna shower, then you're gonna pick me up, go to the airport. And as I was saying that, I just see the car, and it's surrounded by people with R-15s, bro. And they were all surrounding the car, and they were like, get out of the car, blah, blah. And when we opened the doors, they just started beating us on the face and everything. They took me down, they threw me on the ground, and they pointed a gun in my face. They picked me up, they put me in the car. They took my friend in the other car, and they drove us. And they shot my friend. They shot him in the head. They just said, if you don't cooperate like we want you to do, this is gonna happen, and you're just like your friend. Boom, they shot him in the head.
Cállate, quédate callado ahorita que lleguemos. No vayas a decir nada.
Sí, está bien.
¡Que te calles!
Okay, está
¡Cállate!
bien, no digo nada.
Cállate, perro. Más que no vayas a decir nada ahorita que nos vamos. Quédate callado. ¡Cúrale! ¡Bájate, vete!
They took me to this house, tied me up. They tied me, put a shirt on my head, and threw me on the ground. And they said, in a couple of hours, this guy's gonna come and talk to you. So I was laying there, and while I was laying there, my mind was going crazy. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What was gonna happen? What's gonna go down?
No, pues que no puedo. Cállate, que cada pronto tú estás viendo. No te ocurra, cállate.
Está bien, sí, no digo nada.
¡No te estés moviendo! Voy a darle un balazo en la cabeza. No me importa si se mata o no.
No mata,
dale. Dale, ahora. Vamos a ver. Dale. No estés respirando recio tampoco.
No estoy haciendo nada.
Cállate la boca. ¿Quién te está hablando? Hey, tú, agarra las piernas, hola. Junta tus piernas. Junta tus piernas, hola.
Sí, estoy comparando, carnal. So I was laying there, and while I was laying there, my mind was going crazy. You know, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What was going to happen? What's going to go down? And it's sinking in, right? You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, this is unreal.
No estoy respirando tan recio.
Es que no puedo.
Que te calles, yo no te dije que me hablaras. Que te caigan aquí. Donde ustedes vean que nos miran, le dan un balazo en la cabeza. A mí no me importa.
So when this guy came, they turned me around, they took off the shirt, and then they had masks on, and they were just pointing the guns at me. And they're like, listen, we're gonna ask you some questions, we're gonna tell you some things to do. If you lie to us or if you don't cooperate, you're gonna die.
Ahora sí, te vamos a preguntar unas preguntas y vale más que contestes con la verdad, porque si no, vas a ver que vas a sufrir más. Cállate, no te he dicho que hables.
They started asking me if I was laundering money for the cartel. I said no, and they would hit me. They would hit me with the gun. Said, don't lie. I was like, no, bro, my money is legit. Everything I do is legit. And they were like, you selling dope? I said, no. You're working with the other cartel? No. And they just wanted me to say yes to what they were asking me to. So while they was doing that, I saw them that they were taking off my shoes and taking off my socks. And while they were taking off my shoes and my socks, they started putting like these metal rings on my fingers, on my toes. And in my mind, you know, while they're asking me the questions, I'm asking them. But at the same time, I'm thinking, oh my God, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen the videos, I've seen the movies, and I've seen them really sick videos that they show on the internet on how they cut people's toes off and fingers and peel the face and everything. So I was like, yo, please. This guy was like, to the other guy, he's like, hey, hook him up to the light. So boom, they connected to the electricity, bro, and boom, it just shocked me, bro, and it was crazy, you know how it feels.
A ver, lo que voy, ándale. Hola.
It burns, bro, your legs, your back, and it makes your hands go like this. You can't even do nothing. You're just like, you even pee, bro. They did it like 5 to 8, I don't know, but like more than 5 times, bro. And after that, they would hit me with the gun. They would hit me in the head. They would hit me in my face. And then he told one of the guys, pass me the hammer. He took my foot, bro, and he put it like that. And he just... Because I would just see the blood pop off like that. And it would hurt, and then they started hammering me in my legs, on the sides, on my knees, bro. And it's crazy how you hear the noise from the bone with the metal. And they finished torturing me, and then he said, you know, we're gonna ask you some other questions later, but we need some money. We need money. We need this. And I said yes to everything. I said, yeah, I'll give you whatever you want. They wrapped me on my legs with duct tape and my hands like this, but they tied my elbows to my wrist, and they put a shirt and tied me with duct tape. They just threw me there, bro, and I was there for 4 days. I wouldn't pray, I wouldn't think about anything. I would just be mad and take the pain. But on the 3rd day, I remember they walked in and they're like, you know, we're doing them calls, they're gonna do the money, blah, blah, blah. So then it happened, and they came in and I heard the phone ring. And they said, oh, hey, boss man is calling. So in my mind, I said, okay, they gave the money and I'm gonna go free. So he answers and he said, okay, yeah, I'll take him upstairs, give him the last one, okay, perfect. And then we take him to this spot, perfect. He answered the phone and he walks in. And he said, I don't know what you did to boss man, but we're gonna take you upstairs, we're gonna give you this last beating, and then we're gonna kill you. And at that time, that exact moment, that's when it hit me, bro. Because you know, when you got money, when you got people to care for you, you feel powerful and you feel like nothing can touch you. You feel untouchable. So that's when it hit me that no matter how much money I could have, no matter how famous, how powerful, how many people I knew, how many connections I had, nothing could give me back my life but God. So they grab me, they take out the tape, take me upstairs. While they're taking me upstairs, they hitting me, they slamming me. They throw me in the room, and it was 3 guys. I remember they throw me in the room. One guy grabbed the hammer, but he grabbed it the other way around where you take out the nails, and he just started hitting me on my leg right here, bro. I still have the wounds. He started hitting me right here. Here, this one, I felt it go straight to the bone, bro. Pah! And one was hitting me all of this, and the other one was stabbing me with an ice pick. But while they was doing that, one just stood on top of me, put one foot right here on my throat and one foot on my stomach. That was happening to me. So in my mind, I was like, yo, Oscar, just let them kill you like this, because if you try to survive, they're gonna torture you to death. And you don't wanna die like that. So I put my hands down and I just started choking, and I was dying, bro. I was dying, I was losing my breath. And I was like, yo, this is it. And I start, the noise and everything started going away, and I was just fainting. But then I said, no, man, I don't want to die. So I just pushed him away, and they stopped beating me, and they just came and threw Clorox on top of me, bro. And then they just let me. They tied my feet again, my hands again, my face and everything. And he said, you better shut up and not make any noise. While this was happening in my mind, that's when I started talking to God for the first time after 4 days that I was there. I started talking to God, and I said, you know what, God? I'm gonna just ask you 3 things. One is, I wanna ask you first that for everything I did for you, for serving you, and for all the people that I helped, I want you to take care of my kids and the baby mama. I said, I don't want her to go through nothing, and I don't want my kids to suffer. Please take care of them. Because when you have businesses and you die, the business partners, the family always try to take everything, and then they leave your family on the road. So I was like, don't let them, get food. And then I said, and God, please forgive me for everything I did, for leaving you, for leaving the ministry, and I want to go to heaven. And the third thing I asked him, I said, God, I'm tired, and I want to rest. I want to sleep. Let me sleep. So for the first time in this many days, I fall asleep. I don't know what time it was, but I wake up and they still talking crap and everything. And that's when my mindset changed. I say, you know what, God, I don't want to die. I mean, I'm too young. I want to live. I want to serve you. I want to see my kids grow. I want to see my baby boy turn into a man. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle when she gets married. And I want to do so many things still. So I told God, I said, I tried God. I said, God, if you let me live, I'll give you my life. I serve you. At that point, boom, this story came to my mind when Paul was preaching and he got thrown in jail. And then he told God, if you want me to keep on preaching, just put these guards to sleep, help me take these chains off and open the gate and let me walk out. So that story came to my mind. So I was like, you know what, God, if you want me to leave and you want me to serve you, you're going to put these guys to sleep. You're going to help me take all of this off, and I'm going to walk out of here. So out of nowhere, I just fall asleep again. And then I'm sleeping, and then what woke me up was this guy snoring. And they were like, snoring real loud, bro. So I said, God, God is doing this for real. So I went like this, and I said, oh my God, this is real. This is happening. And that's when your faith activates, We always talk about faith, and we always see the miracles that happen on the Bible, and we think that it's stories. But when it's happening to you, that's when it hits you. You know what I'm saying? Because we serve a God of miracles. We serve a God of wonders. When this was happening, I moved my head and I said, whoa. But I was like, how am I going to take this off? And I remember I started moving my hands and my feet. And I remember in my mind, I said 1, 2, 3. And when I went 3, boom, the tape on my legs, bro, it just cut off like something cut it out with a knife, bro. And it was crazy because they duct taped me like so many times, and it was so thick that there was no way, after all this pain, after all this beating, after these many days without food, without water, without being tortured, there was no way that I had the strength to pop it. So then I started moving my hand like this, and I started spitting on my arm, trying to pull it out. And then I put it on my knee like this, and I started pulling it. And I was feeling, bro, like my hand was gonna pop. And I remember, boom, it just pulled out. And my hand was free and my feet were free. So I started taking the tape off my face. And then when I opened it like this, I saw the guys like, bro, a meter away from me. I couldn't even move, bro. And I remember I got up and the light was kind of on, and I was like, okay, what's gonna happen? What am I gonna do? So, you know, my mind was like, I'm gonna grab the gun and I'm gonna shoot these guys. But then I was like, if I shoot them, it's gonna make noise. And then the guys from the bottom, because there was 5 guys, and there were 2 right there and 3 on the bottom. I said, the guys from the bottom are gonna come up and we're gonna go at it and we're gonna go kill each other. So I said, I'm gonna grab the hammer, hit him in the head, kill him, and just jump out. So when I went to grab the hammer, I remember I was to grab the hammer, my hand started shaking, but really bad, and my whole body started shaking. And in my mind, I was like, why am I shaking, man? These guys just killed my friend. These guys were torturing me. These guys were beating me. They ruined everything I had. Man, just pop them. But that's when I knew that God was doing the miracle, and he didn't want me to do nothing to nobody. So when that was happening, I remember I turned and I saw the door, and the door was kind of open. So I just turned and I started moving really slow to the door, and when then I opened the door, I saw a glass door with the key on there, and it led straight to the roof. So I remember I got out and I looked to the bottom and I saw the 3 guys downstairs watching TV, snoring. So then I closed the door, I opened the lock, I opened the glass door, and when I walked out, I remember I stepped on the roof, and as soon as I stepped on the roof, I heard a voice. You know, when people say that God speaks to them, you hear yourself speaking to you, but you know it's God. You know, the people that know how God works, you know, that's how God speaks to you. But bro, this was something so real that I heard a voice right here. Like, not my voice, but I heard a voice outside of my body saying, run. And when he said run, I just started moving, and bro, my legs like went back to normal, and I just started running. And I jumped, bro, from one roof to the other. And I was jumping roof to roof, roof to roof, roof to roof. Crazy. I jumped like 20 something houses, bro. And I remember I got to this neighborhood. There's even a video on the news that you see me walking, and I'm walking normal. And you know, in the news it came out supposedly that they set me free, but they never set me free, bro. I escaped. And you see the video, and I'm walking normal around the cars, and nobody will help me until this person helped me. And she drove me somewhere. And then when I got to that place, you know, I made some phone calls, and boom, I had to take all my family, bro. We all left. You know, you never know that one day you're just gonna wake up and go to work and never come back home. Or like my friend, you never know, that was his last day on earth. He even posted that day, I remember he even posted, today's gonna be a great day. And that day he died.